Referee mistakes happen all the time. Well, maybe not as much with today's VAR system, but back in 2009, that wasn't the case. "It wasn't my best day, really," said referee Tom Henning Øvrebø after his performance in Chelsea's Champions League semi-final against Barcelona in 2009. Although that statement doesn't justify the 4 penalties that Øvrebø waved away for the hosts before he also questionably sent off Eric Abidal for a coming together with Nicolas Anelka outside the box. So in today's video, you get to witness the strangest Champions League game ever as we do a forensic analysis of every referee mistake on the doomed night of May 6, 2009, the infamous semi-final Chelsea vs Barcelona, a game for which this referee received death threats on a daily basis. But we won't stop there, because we're also going to talk about something no one else mentions, the first leg of the semi-final, something that I doubt Chelsea fans will like. Speaking of Chelsea fans, even in today's date and era, they still despise the infamous official who was the subject of Didier Drogba's "Are you watching this? It's a disgrace. It's an effing disgrace" tirade into the camera after the full-time whistle. That didn't come as a surprise, really. It happened just moments after Michael Ballack chased Øvrebø down the pitch after he failed to award a penalty for the 4th time during the match. Chelsea needed only 1 goal to progress to their second final in 2 years, and they managed to do exactly that. Michael Essien went on to score an absolute banger, a left-footed volley from 25 yards which crashed in off the crossbar just to make it even better. Well, that was just the start of a hellish UCL night as Øvrebø went on to disallow 3 penalties for Chelsea. Eric Abidal was sent off, while Andres Iniesta hit a famous equaliser from the edge of the area in stoppage time to send Barca through on away goals. In the meantime, there was still time for Øvrebø to dramatically wave away yet another penalty. This all prompted disappointment at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea crashed out of the competition. We've taken a closer look back at each of Øvrebø's suspicious decisions just to see whether he was right or wrong, or mostly how wrong he was. The Malouda free kick. Looking back at the replay, this one, even though it gained a lot of attention, I think Øvrebø made the right call. To be fair, Malouda looks to be outside the box when Dani Alves blocks him off. Now, of course, the Frenchman cleverly falls into the box, but that didn't change the official decision for a free kick and not a penalty. If Øvrebø would have given a penalty there instead of a free kick, there would have probably been uproar coming from the other direction, so it was a lose-lose situation for the official. This next one is just confusing. See, Abidal was sent off, but he wasn't sent off for the proper reason at the right time. Abidal was marking Drogba all the way, eventually bringing him down just as the Ivorian attempted to score. Øvrebø was having none of it, not even waving away the claims and simply running away as Valdez had the ball in his possession by now. Øvrebø's argument was that Drogba went down too late, even though from the replays we could see a series of fouls by Abidal with the Chelsea man trying to keep his balance and take a shot. So when was Abidal sent off? Nicolas Anelka was played in over the top and went down after a slight coming together. The cliché is that a referee knows he made a mistake, so naturally he'll try to even it up, and a free kick is an easier decision to give than a penalty for an official. This is when Abidal was sent off, and if Øvrebø had done his job properly, the left-back wouldn't have been on the pitch by now anyway. There were 2 handballs which Øvrebø failed to call. Now, I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but it was as clear as day, a blatant penalty that Anelka almost doesn't even bother appealing. As for handball number 2, it was even worse. Picture this. Your team has been on the top for the entire game, playing against 10 men and feel hard done by not to have at least 1 penalty. After all that, your opponents go on a rare attack to score and seemingly win the tie to progress to the final of the greatest club competition there is. Then, you get to have a corner from which the shot is blocked by an obvious handball right under the referee's nose. As close as Øvrebø was to the incident, this makes it even worse. Ballack was not sent off for his shocking reaction to the final penalty appeal, chasing and grabbing the official as play went on. Chelsea's manager at the time, Guus Hiddink, described it as the worst refereeing performance he'd ever seen. To top it all off, Chelsea was actually punished after the game. The club was fined £85,000, while Drogba was handed a 6-match ban for his foul-mouthed rant. Jose Bosingwa was also suspended for 4 matches for simply labelling the referee a thief. The Dutch coach Guus Hiddink stated, Players make many mistakes, coaches make many mistakes, referees make mistakes. That's why we speak about giving them the benefit of the doubt. But if you've seen 3 of 4 situations waved away, then Øvrebø's performance was the worst I have seen. 10 years after the worst night of his career, Øvrebø told Panenka magazine, "I wish I had the help of VAR that day." He also added, "I must admit that inside I was boiling. I was in the dressing room when I realized how controversial everything had been. In the space of 2 hours, I went from being a fairly respected referee to becoming the biggest fool in international football. They even put us in police escort until we could get a plane and return home." Okay, it kinda makes sense why everyone calls it the biggest Champions League injustice and theft in football history. You've probably heard of this game or even witnessed these scenes live back in 2009. But what happened in the first leg of the semi-final? Why does no one talk about that? Or has everyone missed the first leg of the semi-final? The only difference was the fact that Øvrebø wasn't the referee in the first leg. The official was Wolfgang Stark that sparked outrage for Barcelona players during the game. They even condemned Chelsea for what they deemed a negative and overly aggressive performance during their 0-0 draw in the first leg of their Champions League semi-final. Yaya Toure also condemned referee Wolfgang Stark for favouring the visitors and putting in what he called a worse-than-deplorable performance, while coach Pep Guardiola also bemoaned Stark's display. For the first time in their season of 2009, Barcelona failed to score at home against Chelsea's side that defended in numbers while committing 3 times as many fouls as the Catalans. The Catalan coach at the time, Guardiola, criticised the booking that ruled Carles Puyol out of the second leg, while claiming that Michael Ballack should have been sent off for a foul on Andres Iniesta. He later said, "It can't be allowed to happen that the team that tried to play ends up with the same number of cards as the one that just fouls." He also added, "The incident with Ballack was scandalous. He was right, you know, because Andres Iniesta was heading into the penalty area through on goal. It was a very clear second yellow, but the referee didn't call that." The Catalans were fouled over and over again while the Chelsea players went on without being punished. Most of the time, even the fouls were not given, let alone the yellow cards. You know who got punished? Yaya Toure got booked for protesting. See, the Catalans at the time concluded that Chelsea came to play for a draw. Barca president Joan Laporta added, "They defended a lot and very well, although it looked as if that is exactly what they came to do, defend." However, all this doesn't change what happened on May 6th. The second leg of the semi-final was a scandal that caused calamity in the football world. But what happened to Tom Øvrebø? Where is he now, and what does he do? You'd be shocked to know that he went on to become a psychologist after studying the subject while at university during his younger years. He works at the Norwegian School of Sports Sciences. Despite all the abuse, the Norwegian still looks fondly on his refereeing career. "My motto in life is that it's better to get bullied than for people to forget you, so I think that the fans can continue bullying me if they want to. For me, that is no problem," he stated. "I look back at my matches with great memories. It's no problem if people want to use that match as an example of bad refereeing. That's okay with me." Indeed, Øvrebø learned to take the rough with the smooth. He oversaw numerous matches at the very highest level, both in terms of club and international football, and is proud of his achievements. But was Øvrebø actually corrupted for the semi-final? There are conspiracies that Barcelona paid off the referee to advance to the final. Many people support the claim due to the fact that Barcelona has been accused of fixing matches and is currently being charged with corruption. Unfortunately, Tom Øvrebø will be forever remembered as the referee who robbed the 2009 Champions League semi-final from Chelsea at the Bridge. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you like our content, a like and a subscribe to the channel would be much appreciated.